The Lepide data security platform has a module for current permission analysis. We run a scan of the permissions on files and folders, and we track down the user memberships, the NTFS permissions, and the SharePoint permissions. Within the current permission analysis, there are two major reports: permissions by object and permissions by user. In the permission by object report, simply select a folder or a file and we track down the permissions of different users inside them. If you click on a folder, it shows you all the subfolders and files inside. The solution then shows you two different views, permissions and permissions by user. The permission view shows you all the specific individual users and security groups with permissions over these specific folders. As you can see, Finance is a security group. If you want to see who the members of the Finance group are, you can explore that from the options here. Finance contains these specific users. These reports also give you the ownership details. These are the owners of these particular files and folders. If these files contain any sensitive information, the solution will show you that information here. If you want to see permissions by user, the solution shows you all the different groups and the individual accounts. The solution will fetch out a list of all users from all the security groups and show you their effective permissions. And if you want to explore how this particular user is getting full control, you can explore the memberships from here. In this example, Aidan is getting full control for a group membership. And if we go inside every nested group, we can see that Aidan is a member of domain admins. He's also a member of another group known as directors. So, by default, he has full control over this particular file and folder. So you can use a solution to determine who your most privileged users are. If you want to remediate permissions and implement least privilege, you can go back and remove them from those groups or either set specific NTFS deny permissions. Lepide Data Security Platform allows you to report on permissions by user. Say, for example, you're asked by your manager to find out which files and folders a particular user has access to. You can find this information from the domain, or you can simply type in the name of that user here. Click OK and generate report. The solution will find out all the shares and folders which this particular user has access to. We can also see the effective permissions. This user has full control over these particular files and folders. If you want to drill down further, the solution can show you subfolders and the files, the sensitive data, and more. If an employee is leaving the organization and you want to find out which files and folders that employee has access to, you can do this on a user level or a group level. For example, if there is a security group named Finance inside the domain and you want to find out which particular shares or folders this group has access to, we can provide a report for this. There are many ways in which you can use Lepide to help you determine who your most privileged users are, see what data they have access to, and remediate permissions.